Public Radio. Now it's time for your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, January 15th, 2014. I'm Russ Belville. The New Hampshire General Assembly has passed a proposal to legalize recreational use of marijuana, becoming the first state government body to ever vote for legalization. State Representative Frank Saporetto began discussion by pointing out the $25 to $30 million in potential revenue for the state. A motion to table the discussion was defeated, followed by Representative Ruth Gage asking rhetorically, quote, "Have our current policies been successful at keeping marijuana away from young people? The answer is clearly no," end quote, and noted that we've reduced teen drinking and smoking with, quote, "honest education and regulation, not by criminalizing adults," end quote. Polls show 60% of voters are in favor of legalization. The first vote in the nation's largest state house went against legalization by a razor-thin 170 to 168 vote. But two votes flipped to make it 170 to 168 in favor. The final vote came in just before showtime, 170 to 162 in favor. Now the bill heads to a committee to determine financial impact before a second vote in the House sometime in February or in March. Representative Jim Gerlach, a Republican congressman from Pennsylvania, has filed H.R. 3857, a bill designed to allow the Congress to sue the president if he fails to enforce federal laws. While much of the GOP's complaint against President Obama lies with his administration's deprioritization of the deportation of non-criminal illegal immigrants and various provisions of the Affordable Care Act, or so-called Obamacare, it isn't hard to see how this new power could be used by Congress to force President Obama's Justice Department to go against their 2013 guidelines that allow Colorado and Washington to engage their recreational marijuana market regulations, or for that matter, any of the 21 states that have enacted protections for the medical use of cannabis. Under the bill, if the House and Senate both pass resolutions with a 60% majority calling on the president to enforce a federal law, the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. would have 30 days to decide on forcing the president to act. Within 90 days, the president could appeal the decision to the U.S. Supreme Court. A shocking new report from Mexican newspaper El Universal claims the DEA met with and cooperated with Mexican drug cartels without the knowledge of the Mexican government. The report claims DEA agents met with leaders of the murderous cartels at least 50 times since 2000 in order to gain intelligence on the cartels and their rivals. Agreements with the Mexican government require the U.S. to inform them whenever such operations are undertaken. DEA allegedly used these visits to set up a network of snitches who were promised immunity from charges in the U.S. in exchange for their cooperation. One snitch alleged in 2012 that the U.S. signed a deal with the bloody Sinaloa cartel to finance and arm them in exchange for intelligence on other cartels. The Yakama Nation is planning to ban recreational marijuana from its tribal lands, potentially turning 1/5 of Washington state into a no-toking zone. Tribal leader Harry Smiskin explained that the Yakama Treaty of 1855 grants the tribe rights to hunting, fishing, and food gathering on the over 12 million acres their nation comprises, lands that were ceded to the United States in the treaty. Over 300 objections have been sent to state and federal agencies by the Yakama Nation, and another 300 more are planned. The ban would cover most of central Washington from the Oregon border east to the Cascades, encompassing most of the Yakama Valley. Legalization author Allison Holcomb has doubts that the tribe will be found to have standing to sue Washington state on behalf of the federal government, and there's no text in the treaty giving the tribe the power to ban anything. The Washington, D.C. City Council Public Safety Committee unanimously approved a measure to decriminalize possession of an ounce of marijuana, replacing arrest, misdemeanor charges, 6 months in jail, and a $1,000 fine with a mere ticket and a $25 fine. The measure is now forwarded to the full council for a vote, where it is expected to garner the support of 9 of the 13 city councilors and the mayor, Vincent Gray. Yesterday, the Washington Post released a poll showing 63% support for outright legalization of marijuana in the district, where the 846 marijuana arrests per 100,000 people is greater than the arrest rate in any other state. Congress has the final say on any implementation of laws in the district, but Congress has shown little interest in interfering with the legalization in Washington and Colorado. So there may be hope for activists planning a legalization initiative for 2016 in Washington, D.C. This has been your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, January 15th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. You can catch all of the 420 Radio News reprinted on the National Cannabis Coalition. Visit nationalcannabis.com.